Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and thank you so much to all my new subscribers and all the positive comments that you guys have been leaving. It means so much to me and it really does help to grow my channel, so thank you so much. And if you're new to me, I talk about what it's like to work for Louis Vuitton and give you some advice on shopping from a former client advisor perspective and other things. So today's show will be a little bit different. I put out a poll about what video you want to see, and most of you responded all of the above, but the first one on the list was my luxury handbag collection. So I'll be sharing that with you today. Now, before you think you've been clickbaited, there is a common myth that Louis Vuitton employees get access to deeply discounted bags, we get first dibs, and I must have this huge collection of monogram bags, and I'm sorry to tell you, none of that is true. There are very strict limits on what we can buy, not allowed any new releases, and there are no heavily discounted bags, especially in monograms. So I really didn't pick up that much. Well, I didn't pick up any bags while I was an employee. And furthermore, you know how hard it is to get stuff as a client. So if anything desirable came in, we'd automatically send those out to our clients to meet those aggressive sales goals of ours. But anyhow, I did purchase other things besides handbags, and I'll share that with you in another video. Now, honestly, I wanted to do this video a couple of months ago when I saw that a lot of YouTubers were posting their luxury collection and their monetary investment, and it would say like $150,000 down at the bottom. And I think I saw one that was like my SLG collection, $16,000 investment. And I thought about this and I thought, well, my luxury collection is very tiny and my monetary investment is zero. Wouldn't that be funny? Because it really is. I haven't spent money on my luxury handbags. And then I hesitated because at the time I had 200 subscribers and I thought, who wants to see this? And admittedly, I judged myself, just thinking, oh my gosh, people are gonna say, she doesn't belong in that space, she's broke, And then I got over it because I realized like, wow, wait, there's so many more people like me who don't buy luxury every month or every year and who might just have a few pieces, and that's okay, because quite frankly, I'm really happy with what I have. Sure, I'd love to buy more and more occasionally, but I also don't need to, and I don't want anybody to feel like they need to. First of all, the bags I'm gonna show you, at least 3 of these are inheritance. So I'll start with this gal because she's the one that I am currently using. I used her over the weekend. Let me show you her without the bow. This is the Louis Vuitton St. Cloud, and she is available on the resale market. I inherited this piece from my mother. My mother passed away unexpectedly a few years ago. Look at the glazing. So if you do compare this to a bag that you would buy in the store today, the glazing is so different. Let me show you the inside. Lined with leather. It makes the bag very stiff and very heavy. With that said, when she had asked me if I wanted to use the bag and I was maybe a teenager or in my early 20s, I thought this bag was very stiff and very heavy. I have used it in the past couple of days. It does fit my little pouch that I carry everything in. So like my card holder, my sunblock, my lotion, and random things are in here. It does have a zippered pocket. The date code is worn out. The zippered pocket has that microfiber lining. It's disintegrating at this point. Anyways, I also have my sunglasses and my hand sanitizer. Probably shouldn't carry a pen in there in case it leaks. And my snacks. I also noticed it has these gussets, which makes it a little hard to put things in. But it does make the bag close completely so nothing falls out. I don't dare use the back pocket because I know that putting my phone in here and fetching it out is going to stretch it. As you can see, it's in pristine condition. My mom hardly used her Vuittons. So this is the St. Cloud. I don't know which size this is. I should probably look it up. Like I said, when I was younger, I thought it was a little too stiff. So even when I did inherit it, I was kind of like, meh. So this is what I did. This is a Henri Bendel bandeau that I purchased right when they were going out of business. The Henry Bundel bandeau, it is smaller and more affordable than a Louis Vuitton. Same material, silk. Anyhow, I tie it to the bag like this. It makes it so much more feminine. So for that, I think it's super cute. This shoulder strap, I need to give you a better mod shot, but it's short. As a crossbody, it's rather short. Hits here. So I do just wear it on my shoulder. I just realized I can take this piece off the shoulder pad thingy. I don't like how the edges curl. Now, let me show you the Speedy. The other bag, this is her first Louis piece. Early 80s, barely used. I'm gonna point out one thing that I talked about in another video. The canvas of this Speedy, see this is soft, it's flexible. The Speedy is meant to be folded down. It doesn't have the leather lining, it has a canvas lining. This has a leather lining, so it's going to feel stiffer. So when people say the canvas has changed over the years, this is an example of what you might be looking at when, see this bag is very structured, meant to stand up. Speedy is meant to be crumpled. So it does have a softer fabric. One day I just need to sit with her and give her some TLC and polish up the hardware. The zipper's broken. I was going to fix it last year, but COVID happened. There are marks on the leather. I know that these pieces can be replaced. There's also some like rust and oxidation around the hardware. You can see it's turned green. You can actually clean those parts off. So like I said, this bag will have some TLC. I did buy the bandeaus to cover the handles. They're quite dark and stained. You can see that. You know what? I'll do another video about how to tie the bandeaus. I think it gives it some personality. That's what makes the bag fun for me. Obviously, she didn't use it a lot, but I remember her getting the bag and showing it off in the living room to me and my brother. And we were such sarcastic little shits that we just kind of made fun of her. Like, why would you carry a doctor's bag to work? You know, what little shits we were. Sorry, Mom. Anyhow, oh, I want to show you too. See on the bandeaus, this little tag, the Louis Vuitton tag, it is actually meant to come off. It's only stitched in the corners and it's meant to come off. I know, I mentioned that in a video too, that customers get mad when the tag that is meant to fall off actually falls off. So if I were to pick one, I would probably pick the Speedy because it's iconic and it's classic. It's still sold today. According to my research, it was probably around $200 to $250. And this is a Speedy 30, which is now, I believe is a $12.60 retail right now, somewhere around there. So the price has increased significantly, but still the iconic bag. This Speedy was inspired by Audrey Hepburn, the Speedy 25. She wanted a handbag version of the Keepall. So the only time I really used this bag when I was transporting it from parents' house down to my house. My dad grows orchids. So I took a potted orchid and I stuck it in there with the orchid popping out and carried it on the plane. He was like, oh, that's a nice way to carry. It was like, it's like the most stylish orchid carrier. Next, inheritance. I like 90s era Gucci. I love this bag. She's just so like, she's so 90s and so cute and kind of tacky at the same time, which I don't mind. So you have the old logo. You see where one of the Jesus upside down expands. It is worn along the edges, and that's partly because the bag has to stand like this. I know there's some little rips over here. If I ever need to, there's actually a local cobbler that does an amazing job with repairs. I go in there to repair shoes and I see designer bags hanging all over the place. So there's always options. I did notice with this and the St. Clouds, this buckle grabs my hair when I wear it. It's the only annoyance. This bag expands. Sorry, I should have cleaned out my bag. And it has a lot of zippers and pockets, which is great. You can also just tuck this chain inside, tuck the strap inside, and then I've got a little cute little clutch. I don't put too much in it because I think it's way cuter when I can hold it like a book. But it's expanded, it gets a little big and clunky. I guess my only wish was that the strap would be a little longer So both for this and the St. Cloud, you can see where that was in the era of just put the bag over your shoulder, which, you know, we don't really do anymore because that's the easiest way to get pickpocketed. Crossbody it is. So those are the 3 bags that I inherited. Bag number 4, this beauty, Bvlgari. I won this in a drawing. It's got a little scratch and it bugs me. I think that happened when I was like at a restaurant and I put the bag like behind my chair and then sat down so the zipper of my dress scratched it. So you will see that these high quality leathers, they're not bulletproof. Just because they're expensive, it doesn't mean they're bulletproof. You actually have to be more careful with them than you are with like a normal non-luxury handbag. 1 compartment. Oh, see, I keep too much stuff in there. And I like the shape of this. Again, it's nice and flat and just goes over my shoulder. After my mom passed, I found these girls and she wasn't using them. And then I went to work for Louis Vuitton and everyone was carrying really nice handbags. I mean, really nice. So I thought, well, I better use my stuff. This does stand like this, just like the Gucci. So it does bow in the corners. Just use the bag. And I'm gonna try not to let these little things bother me. Now, my last and maybe my favorite, my little Chanel, my Coco Chanel. Chanel's probably for me the most aspirational brand, the brand that I think the story and the style I most gravitate to, just with my personal style, like my background in the fashion industry. So let me show you her. This is my rectangle mini. Gorgeous, right? Rectangle mini in lambskin. I look at this up close and she's very delicate. There's tiny little nicks there. Maybe I can buff them out. Oh, also you guys have asked if I use anything to treat my bags and what do I think about Apple Guard, but none of these have been treated with anything. And personally, I'm comfortable with that because I know personally when I hold these bags that I'm very delicate with them. And I usually know where I'm going. I'm not going to be, doing any obstacle courses. Don't leave them in the sun. Don't leave them in the car. What else? Sometimes people come into Louis Vuitton and they want to look at the bag and they've got an ice cream in one hand and a coffee in the other. And I'm like, please put those down. I do use the scout a little bit more because I find, especially with the silver hardware, and yeah, I do have the plastic still on there because I'm Asian like that. We keep the plastic still on everything. Okay, this handle pulls out, so she's a great crossbody. I need to do an updated what's in my bag because now that I've been using her more, I do put different things in this bag than I did when I first made my what's in the bag video. And see, there's like little micro scratches inside. So I know I've mentioned this in another video about, okay, quality of Louis. This bag is expensive. She now retails for $4,100, I believe. Just because it's $4,100 does not mean it's bulletproof. It's actually the most delicate out of these guys here. Okay, so if you're wondering, she was a birthday present last year. I think it's the best birthday present ever. I love it. I know it's just a bag, but I love it. When I look at my collection, I think I'm pretty sensible with my money. Don't get me wrong. If you look at my closet, you will know that I love to shop. When I started working in the corporate world and started making my own money, Louis Vuitton was a thing, but so was Coach. And I always chose the lower end brand. But no regrets about that. I do wish I bought some of the Louis pieces in that Marc Jacobs era. So I'm looking on the pre-loved market for some of those. I do wish I bought a Chanel when it was much cheaper. But I've always looked at this as like, if I have one Louis in my lifetime, I'm happy. If I have one Chanel, one YSL, maybe one Dior, like I'm perfectly happy. Honestly, the only thing I feel like that I really want to add right now is a little red bag. There's a little red Prada Saffiano leather bag that I'm eyeing, or maybe it's another Chanel mini in red, just because I love color. My next video, I do want to talk about my favorite handbags, my favorite and most used. If you're to this part of the video, thank you so much for joining me. I know this retro collection might not be as exciting as the latest and greatest, so I really do appreciate you being here. Let me know in the comments what else you would like to see, and let me know if you have a favorite out of my collection. Thanks so much. My name is Michelle. Bye.